What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Um, I have been, well, I was looking at the Vostrian firstborn images and artwork, and it turned out they looked a lot like my Adeptus Mechanicus. So I started getting kind of interested in building an army for them. Uh, kind of common, I guess, when you are into this hobby, that you will just buy a lot of things. Um, so I've always wanted a Tempestus Scion army, and I think I chose the AdMech because it was between the two of them, and I didn't really want an iGuard horde. Uh, but both of their looks are fairly similar with the Scions. They're just weird, right? The models look weird. So then the Vostrians, they're only like $35 for a squad. They're still metal, but you can order them off Games Workshop website. So it actually makes them like not too bad. They're only like a couple bucks more than if you wanted to do Cadia. And so anyway, I went today and I bought the Astra Militarum book, the Codex, and I figured I should probably know what they're bringing to the table besides just what I've played against, because I will be playing at Adepticon and maybe trying to do some more tournaments in the future. But then I was talking to a buddy and asking people I knew if they had any Astra Militarum units and if they wanted to trade, because I have a lot of stuff, right? I have a lot of stuff, so I'm willing to trade. But I also have money if, hold on, got a beard hair in my mouth. I also have money, right, if they wanted to sell something. So I like to, pry around and see if I can get my army started with a little boost by buying up stuff from other people, and then I go to my store that I shop at and I buy a whole bunch of stuff. So, seriously, I'm like eating my beard. So anyway, he has a Baneblade unopened, and I have a Lord of Skulls for the Corn. So we might trade, and then that got me looking in the Astra Militarum Codex, at the variants of the Baneblade, because I really wasn't interested in doing a big Baneblade or whatever. I don't know if that's the common thing. I was thinking a mix of like Taurochs, Hellhounds, Wyverns, Leman Russes, Scions, and Vostrians. And so anyway, I started looking at the Baneblade variants, and one that caught my eye that I don't think I've ever seen on YouTube. I'm going to start looking for it for a battle report. But has anybody done the Stormlord clown car? It holds like 40 guys. 20 of them can shoot out of it. And it has a ton. It has like 30 strength 5 heavy bolter shots, 20 strength 6 minus 1/2 damage Vulcan shots. It has 4 las cannons. It could have a heavy stubber or a storm bolter. Some of those weapons are going to benefit. Well, anyway, so what I was wondering if anybody has done the Ratling sniper clown car with the Stormlord. Because Ratling snipers are 7 points a pop, I think. I have to double check chapter approved if they changed, but I'm pretty sure there were 7 in the book. So for 140 points, you could shoot 20 sniper rifles from the inside of the Stormlord. And this is leaning more towards like a competitive silliness kind of list. I don't think it's something I would play weekly, but I have so many armies, I don't really play anything weekly. So anyway, the Ratling clown car, is that a thing? Do people do it? And what is your experience with it? I feel like Ratlings might be a good choice because they're so cheap. They hit on 3s instead of 4s like most of the Astra Militarum. And part of the penalty to them is that they're low toughness and bad armor, right? Well, they're a 4 up in cover, but they're only toughness 2, so they have to take a ton of saves. So being in a toughness 8 vehicle, it's like you're kind of bypassing the downside of being a Ratling sniper. So I'm just curious on how you feel about that. The one downside would be the Stormlord, because of the stratagem of it, like fighting really good in hand-to-hand combat, and you could take heavy flamers, but it could shoot things within 1 inch of it. It can move and shoot. It can shoot while it's in combat. Part of it makes it seem like this thing should be moving forward, and at that point, the snipers will suffer a -1 because they'll count as moving, and they have heavy weapons. So, just an interesting thought. Another thing I liked about the Stormlord Ratling clown car, that's what we're calling it. It's a thing, unless it's already somebody else's thing and I'm just thinking of it. Second to their original thought. The Stormlord has a ton of anti-infantry weaponry, but it's a big tank that all their anti-tank weapons are going to shoot at, which if they focus on your Stormlord, they're not killing your anti-tank. I mean, it has 4 las cannons, but they're not killing your, like, say, anti-tank las cannon squads or Lehman Russes or, you know, whatever you've also taken to counter their tanks. So I just thought that was an interesting thing, is that, you know, it's obviously worth a lot of points and it's a big chunk of your army if they kill it first turn. You know, hopefully that doesn't happen. But they're using all their tanks to kill your anti-infantry tank, and then all your other tanks, you would build them more anti-tank. And the Vostrians multi-meltas are like 30-inch range, so you could do like Sponson multi-meltas with I don't know, Vanquishers or whatever. I'd have to add up the points, or maybe the Torox rocket launcher trucks. I'm not sure how cheap they are. I just got the book today. But it was just an interesting thought, is that your anti-infantry beast mode Stormlord tank would be probably priority number 1 for them, whereas you would still have a lot of anti-tank weapons to deal with theirs, and then naturally with things like sponsons and hull-mounted heavy bolters and dirt cheap mortar squads and whatnot, you still have anti-infantry. So I can't say it's a decoy, and I haven't tried this yet, right? I haven't never played the Astra Militarum. I've played against them, and they usually crush me because they have so many things. Like, everything in their army is cheaper than everything in, like, the AdMech army. So it's like, I have a Dune Crawler, they have a Lehman Russ. I have a Dune Crawler, they have a Lehman Russ. I'm out of points, they have 2 more Lehman Russes and a Hellhound kind of thing. So, anyway, just some first thoughts on the Astra Militarum Clown Stormlord Ratling Clown Car Tactica that I invented. And it doesn't have to be Ratlings, right? It could be like autocannons or even just like maybe the Scions or something with the hotshot las guns. I don't believe they won't benefit from the plus 6-inch range of the Vostrian thing. And the only reason I'm thinking Vostrians is I don't see anybody really play them. Then they have they have a very interesting stratagem, which says any one of their units have +1 to hit. So this kind of led me to think that something like a Stormlord or a Banehammer or whatever the other ones are, Baneblade, Shadow Sword, for 1 command point, you're hitting on 3s with your big 400 point, 500 point monster tank. So they benefit a lot, actually. Even though the thing probably doesn't need the extra 6-inch range, their stratagem of being able to give a unit +1 to hit seems pretty powerful when your unit has that many guns. I mean, we're talking like 60 shots or something like that. So that's all I'm wondering. Ratling Clown Car, let's make it happen. If it's already happening, please tell me where I can watch the madness. Thank you.